So that guy's being the victim.
That guy's being a victim.
So how am I being the victim?
By you
Because I've done all the things that you've told people to do: make money, get in good shape, increase your market value, increase your status, increase your network. I've done all those things. So now I'm.
Bro, this conversation is pointless because they both don't understand that women are lost. They're gone. It's over. They're ruined. It's over. Not only that, they've caused so much damage. It doesn't matter. You can be 100-millionaire Tom Brady. She divorces and takes the kids. You could be a fucking billionaire Jeff Bezos. She divorces, takes half your money. You can be whatever. What's the other guy? Bill Gates. Whatever amount of money he has. She takes half or takes a bunch of money and runs off. Women have been incentivized to leave, so a great majority of them will. As a matter of fact, I just had this conversation over lunch the other day with two women. And when I brought up the fact that I don't want to ever get divorced for any reason, they were like, wait, what do you mean never? What do you mean? What if something? And I'm like thinking in my head, they're so pro-divorce. Women are by default super pro-divorce. So there is no fucking fixing this. It's over now. Serious relationships will no longer be a thing. Marriage will no longer be a thing. Those two things will go extinct. You understand? And as those two things go extinct, the human race will begin to go extinct, or at least certain races will begin to go extinct, as we're seeing it now. We're seeing it now. We're below the replacement birth rate, whatever. We're seeing it everywhere. So you could be a high market, whatever you want to call it, high value, whatever you want to call it. You could put $2 billion in my pocket right now. The chances of me finding a good woman is still going to be hard. It's going to be harder when you're broke, but it'll still be hard. And then the chances of that good woman not getting contaminated and twisted by the outside world, which is all fucked and toxic, that's even slimmer. So, and divorce is so high. Divorce is so high. So really, you're gambling crazy. So think about it. You become a high value man through extreme hard work, believing in yourself, constant grind, day in and day out, blood, sweat, tears, right? You become a high value man. It takes blood, sweat, tears to get in that gym and get in shape. It takes blood, sweat, tears to get your money up. It takes blood, sweat, and tears to get your name and keep your name and make your name. It takes so much hard work. So when you sit down with a person like that, who gotta have not only the drive, the motivation, the intelligence, the brute force behind everything, they gotta have it all. When you sit down with that person, it's hard to convince them to gamble it all on a woman who could go bad on you and destroy your life. That's what I'm saying. So being that the norm is no longer, good women is not the norm anymore, all of the things that came when you had normal women or good women being the norm are going to go away naturally. They're going to go away. Two-parent households, they're going to go away. Family vacations, they're going to go away. Family homes, they're going to go away. People are now living with pets. People are now living with roommates. People are now living alone. All of the stuff is just going to go away. This conversation is so pointless. I see people like this, dude, boomer brain people who are married, and they sit back and they're like, oh, yeah, no, you can find a good one. And yeah, in your time. In your time, yeah. In your time, yeah. There's so much information, so much twisted information going into these women brains, and let's be honest, their brain is not it doesn't have that resistance like the male brain. The female brain doesn't have that resistance to where they're like, you know what? Nah, I'm cool on that. No, and if it does, it doesn't have it long term to where they're like, stay that way. This is why women change down the line. You marry, you could be together 4 or 5 years. She might be a wonderful woman. Year 6, her friends at work all start doing whole shit. Now she wants to do whole shit. Boom, goes, gets pregnant, does whole shit. Your life is ruined. Or shit, even worse. You know, she could try and accuse you of something. She could try and they can try and brainwash her. We're not living in that world anymore. We're not living in that world anymore, unfortunately. We're not. So when I hear these conversations, it's really all for content, bro. There is no solution. There is no underlying solution to none of this. The only solutions are, and we all know what they are. I don't want to be the one to say it, but we all know what they are. I don't want to be the one to say it. I don't. Because I'm the one to say it, they're going to mark me like I'm some misogynist, like I'm some radical, like I'm some this, some that, the third. Listen, listen, listen. I personally believe, this is my personal belief. Please don't crucify me. I'm an ignorant man. I personally believe women make awful choices for themselves, so they need assistance making these choices. So I believe most of women's most of a woman's choices should be either influenced or approved by a man. That's what I believe. That's what I believe, though. Like, please don't hurt me. That's just what I believe. And I think it works well when a father is involved. I think it works really well. When a older brother is involved, I think it works really well. When even a really heavily involved uncle, it works really well. But when you got them just making their own choices, this is what we get. This is what we get right here. This is exactly what we get right here. Exactly. Bobby Altoff. Perfect example. I'm glad you brought her up. Perfect example. She goes viral and then in 2 months she divorces her husband with 3 kids. She had a husband and 3 kids. Beautiful family. Goes viral. It's like, oh, well, I'm viral now. Let me fuck some NFL players. This is how their brain works. Think about this, dog. That's how their brain work. Now a man's brain is like, I'm still gonna fuck the cheerleaders, but I'm not gonna divorce my kid. I'm not gonna divorce my wife and destroy my family. A man wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? We know what's good. We know what's good. Home is good, and we're gonna keep that good. I'll still have sex with my secretary or whoever the fuck I want, or not too crazy. I won't. It won't be where people will know or anything of that nature. But my home is my home. My kids are my kids. My wife is my wife. That's not how a woman thinks. A woman thinks, oh, I can better this. I can, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, their brain is crazy, bro. They rather let their genes die out the fucking genetic pool than to actually find a decent man and get married with them and have kids with them. They think they're too good. I was talking to one shorty. She was so pretty, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. She was like, bro, she was so pretty, bro. I ain't gonna lie. She was so pretty. If she wasn't retarded, that would be my shorty. But she was retarded. But she was telling me like, oh yeah, if I have a kid with a man, like he's gotta buy me a car and this and that and the third, as a push gift because I gave you a baby. It's like, well, since when do you not want to have a baby? Since when is you having a baby or us having a baby you doing me a favor? You're not doing me a favor. We're just having a child together. It's part of natural, love, I guess you could say, or whatever you want to call it, family making, whatever you want to call it. They feel so entitled to a level where there is no bringing them back to earth. It's over. So these conversations, they're pointless. Let's continue though.
I'm receiving the benefits of doing that because I'm not settling down right now.
Okay. Adam, the biggest criticism towards you is your level of hypocrisy and not being able to make up your mind. For example, if you say, I want to be a playboy the rest of my life, keep living a life you're living. That's your choice. Keep living it. But don't sit here and say, well, let me tell you, this one girl used to be this. I'm playing all these videos, and just a week ago, I had a conversation with you about how we talk over certain things we say. You do it again the following week. After I had a conversation with you last week. After Sarah Huckabee Sanders looked up to me, I told you I don't like that. So if you want to go do something else on somewhere else, do it. Don't do it in a place like this, and I've told you this 50 times. You lack respect in the way you communicate sometimes.
Okay. I apologize for
And
that.
I told you this how long ago? How long ago?
Wait, hold on. I gotta fucking go back to this. Hold on. I'm trying to understand this. Sorry, guys. I was like fucking getting some equipment fresh and like that's another important thing too. Because I tell you guys all the time, no one is impervious to the bullshit. So no one's impervious to the bullshit. So what ends up happening, guys, a lot of the times, if you increase your value, increasing your value just lets you play the game. Chat. That's all increasing your value does. It just lets you play the game so you can compete. But that doesn't change anything because you're still going to have to deal with the bullshit. The game actually begins once you level up. So that's just the price of entry.
That's exactly what I just said. I'm glad he broke it down that way. That's exactly what I just said. I can take $1 million. I could take $100 million right now. Take 100 people who are going to watch this video, give each one of y'all $1 million and make y'all a millionaire. You're not safe from dealing with these fucking parasitic women that are out here. And you're not guaranteed to get a good one either. As a matter of fact, I would bet more of you will find a bad one than a good one. Out of that 100, maybe 5 of you find a good one. Maybe. That, and I'm giving you high numbers. I don't want to black pill you. Maybe. But a good 90-something% of you would find a piece of fucking shit, which is what's out here. I'm sorry that this is what it is, but this is just what it is. I'm not trying to black pill nobody. I don't want to sound like I'm some misogynist. I'm not. I love women. I think women are awesome. I love everything about women. I love it. I do. I love it. Everything. There's legs, butt, legs, tits, everything, hair, eyes, little hands. Like I love it all. But it's just, bro, they're mental. It's beyond fixing. It's beyond bringing it back. It's beyond putting it back together. It's not just, oh, hey, let's slow this down, or hey, people, let's put a couple of shows together and now everybody's gonna understand. No. It's gone. It's completely gone. And then here comes OnlyFans, made it even worse. It was already bad. It was already so bad. And then OnlyFans was like the final bullet. Because now it's almost as if, well, majority of women fail on OnlyFans, though, by the way. I want to say that. I think they said the average woman makes $150 a month. But now it's to a point where if they can get free money from random idiot weirdo dudes to just exist, now it's almost to a point where they believe, hey, I exist. Why aren't you giving me money? And that is the most insane train of thought I've ever could even fucking fathom. I exist. Give me money. Hey, you're interested in me? Break your bank. Because this is not even prostitution at that point. Prostitution is different. I like to think so. I think prostitution is actually more beneficial than dating, than regular dating. Because prostitution is like, hey, bring me your ass. Here's $150. Okay, leave. With dating, it's like there's always a new TikTok that drops. There's always a new video that drops. There's always a new Instagram reel that drops. And it has this new information. And they bite onto it. The women bite onto it. And now it's Sagittarius, Rising Moon, Virgo, and Twin Flame. And you know what? I think I deserve a basketball player. And it's like, whoa, I just invested so much time. I invested so much sweat equity. I invested maybe even money into this relationship, and it's gone. Where I could have just easily paid the prostitute, whatever the prostitutes charge, and I could have went back to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, bro, modern dating is done. It's done. It's no longer a thing. I meet a lot of women nowadays that just, everyone's single. A lot of them never really had long-term relationships or serious relationships. That stuff is over, bro. Only a small percentage of people even believe in that stuff anymore. I don't think I'll say this like this. I don't think a great majority of young people, 80% of young people won't get married anymore. 85% of young people won't get married. It's just not going to happen no more. It's not. It's not. A catastrophe would have to happen. The world would damn near have to end. A catastrophe would have to happen. It's over, bro. It's over. And don't black pill yourself. Don't blue pill yourself. Exactly. I'm glad you mentioned that. The Cheesecake Factory thing. This is exactly what I was saying. They think that you got to pay them to exist. Now Cheesecake, which is an awesome restaurant by the way, isn't enough. So now you got to take the bitch on a trip to Bali just so you can get to know her. I don't know you. A good Cheesecake Factory. I don't have these issues. I'm a handsome, tall man. I don't have these issues. The issues that I have is I cannot retain a good woman because there isn't any to be found. Even the ones that think they're good, they're not really that good. You get what I'm saying? They're not that good. So my brain will not let me really want to keep them like that because I know that it's like, okay, I got this piece of shit and then I got this little piece of shit. It's like, okay, this one's better, but you're still a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro. When they start to realize that they're dying out, eventually some scientists will come up with some sort of science to where we won't need each other. Men and women won't need each other. And at that point, the problems will be solved. But that is the only way to solve these problems, bro. Promise you.
And this is why a lot of guys fail. They think, oh, I did the self-improvement. I'm going to get bitches now. No.
Hell no.
Now,
no.
You've basically...
No, you'll get bitches. You'll get bitches. But it's almost as meaningless as not having them. Trust me. Getting bitches is almost as meaningless as not having them. It just means nothing. What he's saying is all nice and all, and what he's saying will facilitate your dating life. What I'm telling you is, let me zoom in, man, because I need to be understood. What he's saying will facilitate your dating life. It really will. Yeah, of course. If you apply all of these things, yeah. Can you date normal and have fun like normal? Yeah. Even if you're lacking in some areas. What I'm telling you is the reason why there is a crisis in America where there's not enough people being born to replace all the people that are dying, and the generation is growing older the same way it's happening in Japan, the same way it's happening in other places. It's because women have been corrupted to a level in which they are no longer able to come back from. Not only that, they're no longer really that valuable to men when you really think about it. When you really think about it, there is no pride in getting one of these old OnlyFans hoes. There's no pride in getting one of these Instagram bops. There's no pride in getting the newborn Christian bitch who fucked 200 guys. There is no motivation there. So that's taken away a lot of what used to drive men. You understand? That's taken away a lot of it. It's taken away a lot of it. On top of that, you can maybe still have that drive, maybe still have that motivation, maybe still become accomplished, maybe still become something, and maybe meet a woman, and then still get finessed because they're so incentivized, they're so empowered to destroy you. And in the process of destroying you, building themselves all the way up, because it's not just destroying you, it's not just chopping you in half, it's chopping you in half and adding another half to them. It's taken from you. It's legal robbery, pretty much. Marriage, that's what that is. It's like legal extortion. You get what I'm saying? In other words, and unless men get like a broad bill passed in legislation to protect them, I'm talking about like in all kind of ways, protect them all kind of ways. Marriage is not even gonna give it 10 years. 10 years. Right now, I'm sitting here. It's 2025. 2035. Marriage will be the most fucking strange thing to hear about. Like, oh, someone's getting married? It won't be a thing. It won't be a thing. It won't be a thing. Well, won't be a thing. No one's getting married to these tattoo fat whores, leftover women. Download a dating app right now. And look through what's on there. And you're going to see a bunch of 30-year-olds, 29-year-olds, 33-year-olds, 35-year-olds, all leftover women with no children, fat and tattooed. That's what you're going to see. I'm not making this up. I'm just telling you. I'm just reporting it, man. All I'm doing, I got my microphone here, and I'm just speaking into it. Women need health insurance. That's the only thing that makes some married men look. Listen, bro. It ain't just that. They'll marry you for many other reasons. The problem is that marriage means nothing. That marriage means nothing. Because you got to think about it like this. What marriage meant 60 years ago versus what it means now. 60 years ago, a woman would preserve herself to get a commitment from a man who, and that man would commit his life to her. She would give herself to that man. They would get married. The families would be involved. This is like a whole conglomerate of things that was happening for these relationships to last forever. That's not how the world works now. This bitch comes used. This man wants her, but in the back of his head, he knows he's cucked out because he's number 55 in line. There's issues. She thinks she's the boss. She got her head super hyped up by random Indian guys on Instagram. And shit, it's only a matter of time. This is rocky. This is super rocky. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of fucking time. And she probably comes from a long line of divorce. So her mom's probably telling her, you should leave. You like your personal trainer more? You should just leave. Be happy. Do what makes you happy. Destroy your marriage. Fuck your kids. That's what we're dealing with today. Versus back in the day, Big Mama would say, you better stick with that man. You better stay with that man. That's your man. You picked him. And just like that, you got the modern woman becoming the biggest bastard factory to ever exist on Earth. The biggest bastard factory to ever exist on Earth. They produce bastards at 100 miles an hour. Never ever seen before. I could remember a time when, and you know, maybe I'm not that old, but I could remember a time where like a single mother, you would look like a single mother. Oh, what the fuck? And it was usually something tragic happened to the husband. And it's okay. It's still respectable. A widow will always be respectable in my eyes. And she should always be able to find love again. But now it's just a whole bastard factory. Let's pop out a shit ton of little bastards. Barely take care of them. Leave them with grandma. We'll still go twerk in the club. Make more bastards. If you're not understanding that the world is about to end, you, my friend, need to open your eyes. The way the trajectory in the past 60, 70 years, look it up. Look up marriages now before marriages back then. Look up how many marriages fail now versus back then. I think now it's over 50%, where before it was like 5%. 5% of marriages will end up in divorce. Now over 50% end up in divorce. You think it's going to go higher or lower? Come on, you're only one DM away from a marriage being destroyed. It's pathetic, man.